Even to this day, I think, 38,000 was the attendance. I guarantee you I've had 65,000 people tell me they were there.
Wow.
I promise you. So.
Welcome to La Louisiane, conversations brought to you by the official magazine of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. I'm managing editor Marie Elizabeth Oliver, and I'm here with Jake Delhomme, who needs no formal introduction, the former quarterback for the Carolina Panthers and Ragin Cajuns. He's the honoree at this year's Alumni Association Gala. And joining us is Dr. Jason Guilbeau, member of the Alumni Council and Gala Auction Chair for this year. So thank you both for joining us.
Well, thanks for having us.
So, Jake, I just wanted to start with you, and I know everybody knows you from the NFL, right, but also especially for people here on this campus for your time with the Cajuns. So would you mind just starting off by sharing some favorite memories playing here, being here on campus?
No, absolutely. It feels like yesterday, driving in and parking right in front of Burke Hall. I've had classes in this building, and I've had one daughter who's a graduate here. I have another one who's a freshman here, and certain things have changed, right? But I lived all 4 years in the conference center right on Rex Street, and I tell people, my age, I'm 51, I don't feel so much older because I laughed about it last week with someone. My senior year, the spring semester, it was my senior year, I had to take a computer science class. And UL was on the forefront of the computer science.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't understand, they made us get an email. Why?
An email address.
This is the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I'm
never going to use this.
Why? I still have that same email address to this day. It's just funny, and it feels like yesterday, but that was in 1997 on the ground floor of the conference center.
Yeah, so, that computer lab.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's just funny. Our times have changed, but so many things are the same. And it's always great to come back. We lived away. When I say we, my wife and I. She's a graduate here in 1997. She's a USL graduate. I started at USL. I graduated at UL. I had to come back. I was 4 years removed. I was playing ball, and I had 2 classes left, and finally had time in one spring to come back. So I was a UL graduate, So, it's great memories. Had a lot of fun. My wife was in a sorority. I played sports, and we were involved in many things. Went to Mass at Wisdom numerous times, and it's great memories, and it's special that our children come here, and a lot of friends and family still come here, and we support UL. We love it. It's us. It's who we are.
Wonderful. And I know you've probably told this story a lot, but I was told to ask you about that special game in 1996. Yeah. If you could share a little bit about that with us here.
Yeah, I don't mind ever talking about that. September 1996, we played Texas A&M, and nowadays that would never happen. Those big schools, they would not come here anymore. Back then, it used to be, it was only 11 games, and you didn't have all these bowl games. They didn't have conference championships. So there were contracts, and I believe it was a contract to where we had to go to College Station 5 times, and in return, they had to come here once. Same thing happened with Alabama. I think it was Oklahoma State in the late 80s or late 80s, I believe. So, and if you look at it, Alabama came here, and that set the record at the time for attendance, and it was a great football game. And same thing with us. We were playing Texas A&M, and here's the crazy thing. So, yes, we upset them. It was great. It was awesome. But, they say upset. We, when I say we, our team, our coaches, we didn't – there was a belief we're beating them. There was always that belief all summer long. And I say that because we opened up the season at Florida, who was the national champion that year, best team in the country, and they whipped us. But they whipped everybody that year. But they didn't whip us as bad as I think people thought. And we're like, we've got something here. And we had an open date, and no one gave us a chance. And it was hot, it was sticky, it was swampy, and it was great. It was awesome. You just think about we as players, you love when there's a packed house, or you love to put on a show in front of your home crowd, and certainly we showed up. When I say we, our fans showed up, and just being a part of that, going down the tunnel, seeing all the red, and certainly A&M as the core and their history, and to be able to win and just to watch the fans celebrate, even to this day. I think 38,000 was the attendance. I guarantee you, I've had 65,000 people tell me they were there.
Wow!
I promise you. So it's been it was so fun, and the goalpost got taken off.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the goalpost. There are so many legends about that goalpost.
It was so many, and I remember.
Do people really have pieces of it? Is
I
that
think
true?
they do.
Okay.
Listen,
if you're out there, let us know if you have a piece of the goalpost.
It was hot. It was sticky. Typical Louisiana. It felt like an August night, but it's September, and it's awfully sticky. And I remembered it. I saw it going out, but you're just you're depleted, you're exhausted,
sure,
you're euphoric.
It's a blur.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, it was such a memory, and just to think. That was a long time ago. But I just think people still talk about it. It's still cool.
It's like coming on, is it 30? I guess it's been,
you're right.
Yeah, coming on 30 years. I know.
I'm getting old. Yeah, I'm getting old. It's crazy. I'm getting old.
Well, you mentioned just the feeling of being on campus, and I know you've been so involved with the alumni, and you've done so much for this university and giving back. Why is it? Why do you keep saying yes? Why is it so important to support the university?
Well, listen, this place was great to me. I think we get lost in in the sports vernacular of this NIL. That wasn't the case. My school got paid for because I could play a sport. So my parents didn't have to worry about paying a tuition, and I got an education, in essence, a free education. Yeah, I had to do the work and all that, but and it's just something about it. I'm indebted, to this university, and it's a part of me. It's who I am. I laugh and joke with people. I bleed Ragin Cajun red on Saturdays, and I bleed Carolina blue on Sundays. And, I get a lot of flack for that because of the Saints connection with Carolina, but that's true, and this is just a special place. It means a lot to me. And I love coming back. It's fun. We're so welcoming here, not on campus, off campus, and everyone. Tons of friends from all over the world. A lot of people have come to visit, and they're just like, y'all nice people, y'all good people, y'all like to have a good time,
there's no place like it.
It's different. It's just we let people. It seems like the guard comes down when people come here. It's like, well, this is fun. This is different. We have a certain culture. We're unique. When I say Lafayette, I mean the Acadian area. We're unique, and I think UL is part of that uniqueness.
Yes. Well, I think so too. So.
Exactly.
And Jason, maybe you could chip in here, but just talking about, Jake being honored, what this means, sort of as an organization to have, someone to honor here at the gala, and what you look for.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the 29th gala that we've hosted. So having 28 honorees in the past. And as we were looking at this year and thinking about making some changes to gala, Jake's name kept coming to the top of the list. And thankfully, he said yes. And him and his wife, Carrie, have been so supportive of this event and just the excitement around this event with some changes we're making this year. So for the most part, the gala has been hosted at the Alumni House, except for maybe a few times when the Student Union first opened, the gala was hosted there. But we really started looking around campus and saying, what are those other campus landmarks that we could highlight? And Blackham Coliseum kept coming up. So we did some site visits, and it's really a blank canvas for us to work with. So we are transitioning the gala into a game day experience that is still has the elegance of the gala. So there's going to be lots of fun surprises in store, but we're still looking for people to wear their fabulous gowns and suits to the event and just enjoy an evening of being in community with other Ragin Cajuns and celebrating all that this university does for people like Jake, for people like me, and just so much for this community.
Absolutely wonderful. And what does it mean to be honored?
Listen,
in this way?
I'm humbled by it. I don't expect things like that. It's I guess it's a byproduct because I played a sport and I was lucky enough to be a part of great coaches and great teammates, and we had some success here. And I get to reap some of the rewards, and I'm humbled by it, almost embarrassed by it, to be quite honest. But listen, I've been to this event numerous times. It's fun. It's a good time. It's at the Alumni House usually, and you always worry about weather and things of that nature. And this will be in May. It shouldn't be that hot yet, but it doesn't matter. We have air conditioning, right? We're in Blackham.
Yes.
But no, you think about the history of Blackham, right? And I grew up as a young child, like Blackham is Blackham, and then the Cajun Dome got built, 1985-ish, 82, it was somewhere around there. And so I was a child, but you still hear people talk about Blackham. It's in the center of the city, if you think about it. It's right past campus, and even the legendary Beau Lamar just passed away, right? One of the all-time greats of this university, synonymous with this university, and everyone, all the story, it was Blackham, how Blackham Coliseum, and it's just, I don't know. I just think it's still there. It's still used. It's still in good shape, to be quite honest, for the age that it's in. And I believe it's probably going to be decorated pretty darn good.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to see it. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a good time, and hopefully people come, because this is for the university, and it's a chance to kind of give back. And it's Mother's Day the next day, right? Everybody's in town, right? Nobody, there's no, there shouldn't be. Exactly. There shouldn't be any tournaments. It's Mother's Day the next day. It's Mother's Day weekend.
So, Jason, you shared a little bit about, what people can expect. It's at Blackham, but anything else you're especially excited about for this year's event?
Yeah, as we continue to think about and plan this event, we really want to make it this unique experience for our attendees. When folks have attended the gala in the past, over the past 28 years or so, it's been at the Alumni House, and such a great event, a great venue, but really thinking about the uniqueness that this gala is. There are so many other great galas and events around this community, but what sets this one apart? It's because it supports our university. It supports our students, it supports our alumni, but also we have this opportunity to really lean into things that are unique in UL. So whenever we think about the auction, our auction committee has been so great at thinking about how do we lean into creating experiences, opportunities for folks to come out and bid on that they're probably not going to get other places. So for example, each of our academic deans is offering an event with them. It may be a tour of a campus lab or a dinner with them, but that's such a uniquely UL thing to have an experience with the dean of your college. And there's so many great things that we can highlight. Our College of Nursing, our College of Engineering, just so many great things that we're able to do. Jig mentioned it's Mother's Day the next day. We have lots of really great local jewelry places who are donating jewelry. So if folks forgot to get mom or wife something, you have the last minute opportunity to pick it up. And then one of the things that we really have thought a lot about with our gala over the past few years is a lot of times you go to these events and they're really catered to women. There's jewelry and there's other things, but one of the things that we're really leaning into this year is creating some man cave experiences.
Oh, okay.
So we have, I think, 3 or 4 large screen TVs. We have cigar making opportunities. Jake is offering a game and a suite at the stadium.
Oh, wow.
Saints tickets and sideline passes. So
something for everybody.
Something for everybody. We have stuff for kids and vacations and all of these things, but really want to make it an opportunity for folks to come and find something that they're able to bid on and ultimately support the Alumni Association and the university.
Wonderful. And the Alumni Association obviously supports the university in many ways. Hoping maybe you could share a little bit about that for people who don't know, highlight some of the ways that the Alumni Association is, actively supporting the university.
Yeah, absolutely. So a few years ago, the Alumni Council and the board got together and said, we really need to figure out what we're doing. So we developed a strategic plan that really has 4 pillars. So talking about how the Alumni Association interacts with students, with the university, with the community, and with each other as alumni. So one of the main ways that we support students is through scholarships. So we offer scholarships twice a year to students. It's $2,000 per academic year. We choose a student from each college. But then that's kind of from the university level, the college level. But some of our clubs and chapters also offer very specific scholarships. So our Christiana Smith African American Alumni Chapter, the Houston Ragin Cajun Club, the Vermeer Parish Ragin Cajun Club, and the Ragin Cajuns Veterans Alumni Network all have scholarships that are really catered to students and future alumni in their chapter. Of course, the Alumni Association partners with students in the university on homecoming. We recognize outstanding graduates both at the undergraduate and graduate level. And then our clubs and chapters do a lot of fun things as well. So a few weeks ago, our engineering chapter hosted mock interviews with students, I think juniors and seniors, where they brought in alumni to help prep students who are about to start their job search on how to interview, give them tips. Our SGA chapter, I think in the spring, I believe, the Student Government Association meets weekly, and they cancel one of their meetings and actually meet with SGA alumni for an informal mixer. So lots of ways.
A lot of ways directly impacting students, making a difference. And I know, Jake, you mentioned just how important it was to you to have that support as an undergrad to pay for, things in college. And can you share a little bit about the comeback scholarship and kind of how that came to be? And
I mean, listen, I just think anytime you can help to give back in any way, whatever your financial situation may be, it's just something about it. I'm a big believer, a legacy type of situation, and that's something that, and it was all sports centric. How that's what my life was. That's the path that, the good Lord, that's how it went. But I always believed in a legacy. You give back, you teach someone younger, and then if you look at all the past winners of this, the gala winners, like, they're so huge philanthropically in Lafayette, in UL, and I just think of two that I'm very close with that were past winners, and Keith Myers, the LHC group, with the it's unbelievable what they've done in
such a huge impact
partnership with the nursing school here, and then also Mr. Richard Juschlag, dear friend of mine, is no longer with us, but Acadian Ambulance and what they have done, the support they've had in every facet of this campus. So just anytime you can give back and be a part of it, I don't know. I just think things have a way of coming full circle. They come back and they reward you.
Yes, absolutely. And then I was also hoping we could kind of end with any, students out there. I know you said you have a daughter here. Thinking from an alumni standpoint, what would your advice be to students either here now or maybe interested in attending the university? Do you have any advice for them as alums,
Well, I'll start it. I mean, I know for me, I just think of the friendships that I made here. I went to high school here in Lafayette, but I made so many friends. And it wasn't just guys I played football with. It was other sports, other students that I'm still friends with to this day. And they might be from other places, but they come to Lafayette. They come to USL, back then, now UL. And you fall in love with this place. It's unique. It's just different. And our way of life, and certainly with our festivals and everything, just surrounds it. That's who we are. And it's just, when you get involved, and there's so many ways to get involved. This is not just some people think of going to college, get away just to go party, go do this and that. This is different. This is, to me, it's a fulfilling, you get fulfilled here. That's just kind of my belief.
Yeah, and as an alum, there are so many ways to get involved, whether folks are still here in the Acadian area, in Louisiana, or across the country. We have chapters in a lot of major cities, Denver, Houston, Atlanta. So if you're in one of those cities, they host watch parties and crawfish and shrimp boils and all of those great things. But there's just so many ways to give back to the university, like Jake said, a place that has given us all so much, whether that's just an education, friends for life, experiences, life-changing opportunities, whatever it may be. I just encourage folks, once they cross that stage of graduation, to stay involved in some way, some form. If that's eating some boiled crawfish with some friends in Denver once a year, or if that's coming out to Gala on May 9th, whatever it may be, there are just so many ways to continue to support this university.
Absolutely, because it does feel really good to give back. It makes you feel connected to this place, and I think all of us who have been here, we can look to that moment where like somebody reached out a hand for us and picked us up. So
right, no, there's no doubt. It's meeting people, and it's that network, and it's not. And it's us. When I say us, it's that Cajun way of life. Mm-hmm. You're not just going to meet somebody. Oh, how are you? That. Somebody, where do you go to school? Or did you go to high school? Yeah. Well, I'm a graduate from UL. I was in this fraternity, sorority, whatever. And then it's, well, do you know so-and-so? And that's just how we are. That's how we're made. And then there's a connection, and you just don't know what avenue that's going to lead.
Yeah, it's a powerful thing.
Right.
It's a powerful thing. Well, Jason, for people who are interested in this event, where can they get information? Where can they get information for just getting involved with the alumni chapter if they aren't already involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So the alumni website is a great place to go, alumni.louisiana.edu. It is the home of the Alumni Association. You can find information about chapters, clubs, ways to get involved in Spring Gala, whether you're interested in attending or whatever it may be. Just a great way to learn. If you want to call the alumni office, 482-0900, the alumni staff is so great and always answering the phone and willing to help people out.
Well, thank you. Thank you both for being here today for this conversation.
Absolutely.
Really
it's awesome. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it. Jason and that whole crew at the Alumni Association, they work their tails off. They really do. They work their tails off, and this is going to be a great event.
Wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to it. And again, thank you. And we appreciate you joining this conversation with La Louisiane, the official magazine of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette since 1989. Check back next month for more conversations with members of our university community. You can listen to an archive of this interview by visiting louisiana.edu/magazine or on Apple Podcasts as well. KRVS is listener-supported public radio for Acadiana, a service of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Thanks for listening.